Well, the AFC North is full of good quarterbacks, some more better than others. But which set of quarterbacks or quarterback is under the most pressure in the AFC North? Let's rock. Please be sure to like and subscribe on this video for more day-to-day update content. For now, enjoy the video. Alright, what's going on, guys? My name is Antonio, and welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast. Today, I'm talking about the AFC North. Now, the AFC North, as we all know, is one of the most hardest divisions in the NFL. We all know do have teams that you do not want to face. Probably except for the Steelers. But anyways, enough about that. But the loads of teams of the AFC North have made drastic changes. Lamar Jackson and the Ravens lost their defensive coordinator to my Seahawks and becoming their new head coach. And meanwhile, Joe Burrow is on his way back from a wrist injury he sustained halfway through the season last year, which led him to be out for the second half of last season. Then Deshaun Watson is now coming back into the locker room, still getting paid as much money as he is. And then the Steelers. This one's most interesting because Russell Wilson and Justin Fields are coming in as the two quarterbacks that could be competing for the starting job. But the question is, which AFC North quarterback is under the most pressure in 2024? Now, I'm going to be going over that in just a second. But before we get started, if you guys do enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I am at 331 subscribers as I make this video, so please be sure to like and subscribe. And if we do hit 400 subscribers, I will be giving away to the person that hits us to 400 will receive a $25 gift card of their choice. So be sure to let me know. I'll be keeping an eye on my end too. Be sure to DM me on my Twitter or Instagram accounts. But for now, let's get this video started. So, I don't think it's pretty. I think it's pretty obvious on which quarterback is under the most pressure. It's pretty obvious. It's the Steelers quarterback situation with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Because let me go over some stats here from Russell Wilson last year. His completion percentage was 66.4. Total yards, 3,070. Touchdowns, 26. Interceptions, 8. And QBR rating was 98. Then we look at Justin Fields. Let me go over his statistics. He had a 61.4 completion percentage, 2,562 yards, 16 touchdowns, 9 interceptions, and a QBR rating of 86.3. And these two, they're just losing quarterbacks because let me go over something here. I know people are looking at the situation that they're in now and compared to what they have from his last season. But let me go over wins and losses for each of these teams because that is what I go by as far as stats go, just to give you guys a heads up. So let me look up those stats really quick. Record. Years. And okay, so I got Russell Wilson's record here as well. I've got his record and Justin Fields' record as well to compare between the two. So Justin Fields' record as a starter since he came into the NFL. He is 10-28 as a starter. That's pretty awful. And then also Russell Wilson, Now, I know people are looking at the situation he was at in Denver, but last 3 seasons, Russell Wilson has gone a total of 17 and 26 because wait no, how many losses? Yeah, 27. So he is a total of 17 and 27 in the last 3 years. That includes his last year as a member of the Seattle Seahawks. If we look at the Steelers right now as a whole, the Steelers, they got some ground to make up because the Steelers, the fact is, their defense is amazing. Now, if you want to tell me that their defense is going to be a top scoring defense and all of a sudden just breaks out where the quarterbacks don't even have to play a single snap to give them a win, absolutely. They're in the best situation if that is the case. But we all know this. You have to have an offense if you're going to be considered an AFC threat. And the fact of the matter is that the Steelers are not a threat in the AFC. The Ravens are already ahead of them, the Bengals are ahead of them, and the Browns are ahead of them, even because they're last place team in my eyes. Because the Steelers, they were able to go 10-7 with guys like Mitch Trubisky that can't throw a dang accurate pass for crying out loud. Also, along with Kenny Pickett and Mason Rudolph, the red-nosed Titan now, who I thought should have stayed in Pittsburgh, who I thought should have stayed. But you now bring in two losing quarterbacks that have been losing quarterbacks the last 3 years. As I mentioned earlier, Russell Wilson's record since leaving Seattle is 17 and 27, 11 and 19 if we count the 2 years in Denver. But then Justin Fields, he's 10 and 28. And I look at wins and losses. That's what I go by. And based on that, Mike Tomlin has his work cut out for him because the locker room environment was already bad enough. Now you bring in a quarterback by the name of Russell Wilson, who is a destroyer in the of locker rooms because of his ego that is very bad. This I've said this a variety of times. The Steelers, based on what I see from them right now, I think they're in for a losing season. Let me tell you why. The Steelers had last year had the 26th ranked offense last year. I know everyone's looking at their defense, but you have to have an offense to do that, to be over 500. And the fact is, your offense was trash last year. You should have had a losing season. And on top of it, you brought in a guy by the name of Arthur Smith, who is 19 losses worse than Matt Canada. He is 21 and 30 as a head coach in Atlanta. And Matt Canada was 40, 29 and 1. That's 19 games better than Matt Canada was better than Arthur Smith. I would look at wins and losses. And based on that, Arthur Smith is not the right offensive coordinator for this team because we all get. I know people are looking back to his years back when he was in Tennessee, when he was their offensive coordinator. But the fact is, the Steelers have no weapons whatsoever. George Pickens can't even make a dang gun block. Their guy Dante Johnson got traded away, which was probably for the best. Then you also bring in Cordell Patterson. You bring in, which Cordell Patterson didn't even record for a single touchdown last year, so that's pretty much a waste of money. And Anquez Watkins was barely a factor in Philly. Najee Harris still good, but I was surprised when he was declined that fifth-year deal. And Jalen Warren, the wrecking ball. Other than that, this offense is not as stacked as the other AFC teams, like the Bengals that have Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Zach Moss, um, Mike, what was that guy's name? Uh, Gretzky or no, it's not Gretzky. That's Wayne Gretzky. It's Mike Gesicki. That's the one, Mike Gesicki. And the Ravens, they got an offense too. They got Lamar Jackson, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews, and loads of other pieces on that offense, including Derrick Henry. Now, this the the Steelers are outmatched in the AFC North because all the other offenses and defenses are better right now. Now, the Steelers defense absolutely is an amazing unit. But if TJ Watt goes down, this team is entirely different. And I know people are going to give me an argument because they have not gone last place in a long time, nor have had a losing season since 2003, which was a year before Big Ben came in to save them. My point is, the Steelers, they need to prove themselves because just because you made the playoffs last year with three mediocre quarterbacks doesn't mean you're going to do the same thing with two mediocre losing quarterbacks that have lost the last few games, as I had stated earlier. But even though you guys bring in Patrick Queen to kind of help in the defensive category, he's not proven that he can win without the guy known as Roquan Smith. The defense is going to be, if their defense is going to have a chance to get this team over 500, they're going to have to be the number one scoring defense. And I just don't see that because the Raiders were the number one scoring defense last year for the first time since their 2002 campaign when they went to the Super Bowl to lose to Tampa Bay. But the Steelers, they have to have a top scoring defense, or else their offense is just going to make turnover after turnover. They are going to be turnover prone, and they are, I believe, going to have a losing season. And I'm going to state this earlier: when they have a losing season, I'll be telling y'all that I was right. But let me know in the comments what you guys think down in the comment section below. Who do you guys think is the highest pressured quarterback in the AFC North? But let me know down in the comments. But if you guys did enjoy this video, please be sure to smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.